Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you, Zubair?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Continuing our reading of the second word. We're in the last paragraphs of this, so I don't think we'll finish it today, but we'll continue.
Okay.
Just to remind the ayat, the verse at the beginning of this word, this chapter, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, those who believe through the lens or by means of the unseen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alladhina yu'minuna bil-ghaib. We're on page 28 in the English. We'll continue from the second to last paragraph, the last big paragraph, and go from there. It's the paragraph that begins with "as for the other man." So to remind us, we're talking about two men. Mm-hmm. We finished the paragraph about the first man who represents the unbeliever or somebody who is depraved and heedless, which doesn't represent somebody outside, but somebody in us. And so for this next paragraph, we're going to talk about the believing man, which again doesn't represent somebody outside, but represents a factor within us.
Wow.
Or an element within us.
So we are not reading this to someone else.
No, we're reading it to ourselves. These are a part in us, and inshallah we will
okay. It might hurt.
them. Okay, so let's read this. So as for the other man, he is a believer. He recognizes and affirms Almighty God. In his view, this world is an abode where the names of the All-Merciful One are constantly recited, a place of instruction for man and the animals, and a field of examination for man and jinn. All animal and human deaths are a demobilization. Those who have completed their duties of life depart from this transient world for another happy and trouble-free world, so that place may be made for the new officials to come and work. The birth of animals and humans marks their enlistment into the army, their being taken under arms, and the start of their duties. Each living being is a joyful, regular soldier, an honest, contented official, and all voices are either glorification of God and the recitation of His names at the outset of their duties, and the thanks and rejoicing at the ceasing work, or the songs arising from their joy at working. In the view of the believer, all beings are the friendly servants, amicable officials, and agreeable books of His most generous Lord and all-compassionate owner. Very many more subtle, exalted, pleasurable, and sweet truths like these become manifest and appear from his belief.
Well, we said it was a long one.
Yes, this was a long one. So let's start from the beginning. There were three things that came up for me, or maybe not three, I forgot in the reading the number. But as I was reading this from the first part of the paragraph, this world, what is this world? In his view, this world is an abode. Okay, what kind of abode? Where the names of the All-Merciful One are constantly recited. That's the first description of this world. 2, a place of instruction for man and the animals. And 3, and a field of examination for man and jinn. So this world has 3 characteristics that would describe it. So if we're describing the world, what is the world that we live in? This one. So it's an abode.
Yeah.
A place, a house.
A sphere, maybe.
A sphere, a mosque, sometimes it's used, in which the names of the All-Merciful One are constantly recited.
What does that mean?
Well, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I was first.
First, what's the word for constantly recited in the Turkish? I'm just wondering.
Well, it's kind of a brief thing. Zikirhane-i Rahman.
No, so it doesn't really say necessarily constantly.
Zikir encapsulates the meaning constantly.
Okay, so a constant means not, so it just is this. So when we say constantly, it is a place where the names are non-stop.
Always recited.
Always recited. Okay. And in every aspect, at every moment.
Well, yeah.
Maybe even every aspect within every moment.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So we have a house of remembrance is what we're coming here. So is an abode. So a house where the names of the All-Merciful are constantly recited. So this is a house.
Well, interestingly, the author didn't say that there are some things that recites the name of the God constantly within this abode. The abode itself is the
Reciter.
The one reciter, yeah.
The abode itself is the reciter, and yes, that also includes everything inside of it too.
Sure.
Okay, so this tea, which I spilled almost, is reciting the name
Yeah.
as a thing, and
The world, the whole world is an entity which entails a lot of entities within it.
does that mean the world's alive?
Well, sure, pretty.
Okay, so then, that's the first one.
Yeah.
A place of instruction for man and the animals.
What kind of instruction?
What's the word for instruction in Turkish?
Talimgâh-ı beşer ve hayvan.
Oh, this is a different word for man. Okay, so when we talk about the besher, if we remember, what did we understand from that?
A different level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's kind of below your humanity.
Highest level of humanity.
Than insan, but it's higher than your animal level.
Okay, so it's a thinking animal is how we sometimes describe it. Not the quintessential human,
Yeah.
But the thinking animal, like as an example, a scientist.
For example, yeah.
Okay, so the lower level human, a scientist, is what we're going.
We separated the core level of humanity into two, and this is the lower one.
Okay, so that's a place of instruction, talimgah, okay, so where one learns knowledge.
Well, yeah, and practice it maybe.
One learns, so like a laboratory. So
it.
this is a laboratory, like a scientist. That's interesting, and this is the lower level for humanity.
Well, yeah, the text suggests so.
No, the reason why I'm saying this is because generally in our education system, that's the highest level that we can get to.
Well, yeah, sure.
I mean, no, the idea that it is a laboratory or even a field. I mean, if we talk about the work out on the field that a scientist or professor goes and does, we consider that very high. But the author is seeing that as something that's low. He doesn't say it's pointless. He doesn't say that this that is a part of it, but that's not that's not what makes man man. That's not what makes man human.
There's one level about it.
Okay.
Above it.
And then that is the next one, a field of examination for man and jinn. And can you read this Turkish?
Meydan-ı imtihanı insu can.
Okay, so for
just the field of examination.
So field of examination for, this is now the higher level of humanity. Insan, it's using the plural form in there, and jinn. Let's not go into jinn, but too much. We can just say that there are other conscious beings, because this is talking about the conscious level of it, the recognizing the art and seeing it as a gift, and then which is something that a scientist doesn't even look at. Remember, we say this in positive science. It says we don't even
care about.
We don't even we don't care about it. That's all philosophy. We're not interested in philosophy.
Well, there's an art. We accept it, but you don't care about who is the artist.
Exactly. Yes.
They are just concentrating on the measurement part of the.
Just measure
the existence.
Just measuring it.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily seeing it as art then, in the real form of what art means.
Well, maybe we need to ask this question to the scientists, but assumingly.
Okay, well, from my experiences and my science, my scientific studies, there's not much to it. It's very basic.
I'm an engineer too, so that's what I experienced throughout it.
So then that means there has to be something different between the laboratory education that's being made here for the scientific level of man, and then the field of examination for the higher level of man.
Okay.
So maybe taking what we see in this world, this grand laboratory of the world, and what do we do with it? That's the third and the highest level of what this world is.
Well, yeah.
So
if it is something just physical, then it doesn't mean anything. Pointless.
Okay. So then let's start with the three things. We have these three things. We have it's a place where the names of God are being mentioned. Because if we skip that step, then I don't think we can understand this. This is a three thing that we have to understand them all. So if we take this T, for example, this T is a manifestation of a name or names of God. The fact that He is provider, that He creates with beauty, etc. And so if I drink this tea, I get a taste, and I say, "Wow, this is a great taste."
Okay, so this is the examination part.
No, this is the abode of where the names of the All-Merciful One are.
You're still
being
on the
recited.
first one.
Yes, because if I don't make this, if I don't get that taste, I'm not able to. If we go to the end, I'm not able to make thanks.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so but there's a step in the middle. So I get this taste. I say, wow, this is an act of mercy. This is an act of beauty. This is an act of whatever you want to put in there. Okay, so I have that, and then I look at the details of it. Okay, so when I look at the T, this is a place of instruction for man and animals. So I'm getting that animalistic pleasure from it. I don't mean that negatively. If I don't get this animalistic pleasure, or if I don't see it as a form of art that can be measured, as having some sort of order in it, then I can't make the next step.
Okay.
And so from that next step, I go to what the quintessential human does, the third level, which is the field of examination. This couldn't
make the connection.
Yes, I had to make the connection. This couldn't make itself. I love it. When I drink this tea, I'm in an actual state of wonder and bewilderment. I'm saying, wow.
I'm just witnessing it.
I'm witnessing this. This doesn't come from the tea. This comes from my and its creator.
Yeah.
So I have to. These three things have to go together. And if we stop just at what science, modern science does, it's very basic, and it's without the third step meaningless.
It's just a measurement.
That's all it is, and that's I think where we should stop.
Well, yeah. See you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.